Hey guys, it's Sarah, and welcome to my studio. This week I'm feeling a little on the shy side, so I'm opting to create sort of this quiet and cozy vlog and just talk a little bit about this past month's progress. Last month, I set a goal to try and be consistent with posting here on YouTube, and not trying to get upset if metrics didn't move up or if nobody really saw my videos. I have been trying to do some planning of my videos at least a week ahead, though I am struggling with this and I'm hoping to get a productivity system in place that works with my brain. Last week's video was kind of a spur of the moment idea that I got from wanting to figure out a problem that I was having, which was the lack of being able to use an entire sheet of sticker paper. I was really happy with my solution and was excited to share it with all of you. Perhaps it was my excitement behind the video that helped make it attractive, or perhaps it was spending more time on the thumbnail this run around rather than just making one as an afterthought. But the video ended up being the best one I've ever made. And for a girl whose view average has been maybe 350, usually less, to have a video get over 1,000 views in a week is just mind-blowing. To say nothing of the jump in subscriber count that I got. Less than a year ago, I was at 0 subscribers, and at the beginning of this month, I was actually only at 18. And now I'm going to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the month. I know it doesn't seem like much when you compare it to other channels, but for me it's a huge achievement. Knowing that my content has value provides some confidence that I was missing. To paraphrase a Lovecraftian idea about staring into the abyss, it can be terrifying when it starts to stare back, but at the same time you can't help but feel a little excited when you realize it's noticed you. One of the biggest challenges over the past month has been trying to create products that I can sell. That's part of what got me into this, was wanting to have a craft-based small business. While I like doing crafting experiments and creating tutorials for everyone, I'm also trying to make this a somewhat profitable venture, or at least provide the income to continue experimenting and making content. I have some products that do reasonably well on Etsy, but I want to branch out and have my own store. I'm always nervous about being tied to this marketplace, partly because of hearing stories about sellers who have had their Etsy shop shut down randomly for no obvious reason, and I would rather have a business asset be under my control than be at the risk and mercy of Etsy. Currently, I'm working on setting up my store where I can sell things, and I hope to have it launched by the beginning of April. The design at this point is mostly finished, and it's really a matter of uploading products and tweaking things. I've also done some branding changes because I realize I'm kind of a colorful person, and the current style I have is very sleek and futuristic, when in truth, I'm a creative person and I want to reflect that with bursts of color. But getting back to creating art, I think one of the biggest challenges is that while I like creating and coming up with new ideas to do things, sometimes actually sitting down and making the art to put on these products can be a challenge. I'm sure there are other creators who feel that way too. Sometimes it's hard to show up to the canvas, and sometimes creativity just comes in spurts. It can also come in many different forms. Some days I want to open up Procreate and try and draw something. Other days I want to try and do something more design-based that could be used for print on demand. And then some days I want to see if I can bring a product into the 3D world. The interface I want to use also changes. Sometimes I want to use my Mac and a widescreen monitor, but many other times I just want to enjoy the cozy comfort and intimate setup of my iPad Pro. I'm really glad so many apps have become available on this interface because it's extremely portable and intuitive. I tried for years to get used to a display drawing tablet like a Wacom or a similar off-brand model with my Mac, and it just doesn't compare to Procreate's interface or the relative comfort of designing in Shapr on the iPad. I used to think that it was unprofessional when I wanted to just work with my iPad, but I realize now that I shouldn't try to completely imitate others and constrain myself to their tools. Work with what works best for you and leave the rest. And if that means you have to change setup or location from time to time, so be it. I look forward to another month of showing you guys tutorials from crafting experiments that I've done. I am trying to work on an update to my 3D printing sublimation video, as I had gotten some questions from a friend who had been interested in the topic and found my video helpful, but then had some issues with the printing and wanted additional guidance. I've also considered perhaps doing some short tutorials on other software that I use, for instance using Shapr to create some of my 3D prints, as I know designing for 3D printing can be a bit intimidating. So what would you guys like to see on the channel? Leave me a comment below with some of your thoughts and ideas, and if you have any additional questions that you would like me to answer, I'll compile them for a possible Q&A at the end of the month. In the meantime, I hope you have a crafty and inspired-filled week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!